Back to the channel. This is Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist. We're studying discernment, x-ray vision as it were, during the journey of a relationship. This is based around narcissism. Again, I'm careful how the word narcissism gets used. It's usually a form of a way of saying we couldn't get resolved, so that person's going to take the shot. No, we'll just label them a narc. There are narcs, of course, there's narcs everywhere. But let's carry on with this. X-ray vision, spiritual discernment.
Right? Do they wish this? The narcissist would only wish you back or want you back for one reason and one reason only. And that is for you to give them attention, emotional validation, whether you would be a great emotional slave for them. You continue conforming and doing things for them. But please, please, please remember, they are not going to do this for you. So this is all about you doing this for them.
Now this is where you've got to understand relationship, right? These people will condition you to working within a relationship with dysfunction. They do it subtly, progressively, micro incremental steps towards the dysfunction while they're trying to condition you. You'll speak up about things and say, no, this isn't right, I don't feel right. And they'll just wear away at you, hoping that you do not leave them. But they'll continue, they'll persist, they will be relentless in getting this dysfunction rooted into the relationship in a way in which you become numb to it. But you've got to keep your wits about you, right? There's a million forms of this. I can't, I don't know which part you're going to be attacked with. Usually it's got some separative dimension to it.
Do they secretly wish about you? It's not you specifically. It's about what you can provide, what you can give. Because this isn't a relationship about growing together, about a two-way thing where you meet 50-50 and you are a team. This is about you giving for free.
And that's the part that you've got to understand. If somebody's not working with you on a 50-50 level, and they're emotionally spread all over the place, they've got children, they've got no boundaries with their children, they've got friends that are all over their lives, and it's just a whole hogwash of out of order, or they're on drugs or some other crap that's interfering with the development of the relationship, you have got to have the courage to look at yourself and go, I'm wasting my time, and move on. Go through the healing and move on. You have to have the courage to do this. Otherwise, you are just going to be a convenience for somebody's dysfunction. They know how to disguise it, they know how to present it, they know how to chameleonize it. And if you don't recognize it and act on the fact that you've got to get out, this could go on for years. I know women that have been in relationships with mummy's boys, right? And all they do is center their relationship around this person's mother for 40 years, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And this happens to women. Then you've got men, right, insecure, weak-willed men that get with these women, and they just enable them to be completely dysfunctional in the relationship. I know men that walk around here where I am, one bloke in particular, and he'll come up and he'll go, oh, yeah, you go, yeah, I've done the ironing for the missus this morning, and I've walked the dog, and I've just got to go back and do the washing. She's gone out with the girls for the day, and this will go on 3-4 times a week. Now that's an extreme case, but it's real, absolutely real. What is in your relationship that you are absolutely 100% not comfortable with? What is it? Is that person listening to the adjustment that needs to be made on a fair level? Is this person fighting fair? Is the conflicts being dealt with fairly, or is it all one-sided? Like you're not even there. That's what you got to ask yourself.
They're not going to reciprocate this. So if they miss something, they miss this. Not you as a person, about what you provide. That's what they miss. And that's what they secretly want back, if they even miss you, even if they think like that. Now I'm going to break this down, because I know what I said may have been quite harsh for some of you, but narcissists don't tend to miss people per se. They see people as transactional. So it's about what you are providing for the narcissist. This is what they will miss. It's that service that you provide, so to speak. And this is something that they crave and they want. So they see you as a transaction, okay? A narcissist cannot bond with you in a healthy way. This is why a lot of us have trauma bonds. This is why a lot of us find it very difficult to be able to get or to have any sort of healthy relationship with a narcissist, because they have something called an attachment disorder. Now, attachment disorder is where a person has difficulties being able to bond with another. There is an initial surface level bond, but in terms of actually deepening that bond on a more kind of emotional, psychological level, that doesn't happen. Where this bond remains, okay, this attachment remains, is very surface. So again, it's about transaction. What can you do for me? They are not able to go to those depths, to that deeper level, because they have disconnected from their authentic selves.
This is men and women. So get it out of your mind that it's just men. It's men and women. And they've been damaged by people before, hopefully long before you've come along. And consequently, now you're on the end of this lack of attachment, and you're sensing it, and you're going, oh gosh. They're doing all the physical, sexual stuff, right? They're getting all these exchanges right, but they're not emotionally grappling. They're just skimming like a rock across the surface.
Something that would have happened in childhood, this polarization and this disconnection from self. So they're not able to give you that depth of emotion, that one that you are looking for, the one that they kind of promised you.
She's pretty close. They are able to give it, they're just not going to. Be it insecurity, usually insecurity reasons, or their attachment, that part of their attachment is ancestrally shared with their children, so it's not available to anybody else. They're just in the relationship for the sexual content, physical content, because they can't get that depth from their children. There's all different reasons for this restraint, but it's going out somewhere, and that's the part that you need to work out, because it's undermining your ability to be loved properly.
At the beginning, that cannot happen. It can happen verbally, but emotionally and psychologically, it can't go to that depth. They are not able to, because they hide, they mask their feelings, their thoughts even of you. This is why they lie to you, because
I've had women say to me, I love you, and their actions have been the opposite. Yeah, they're giving out the sex, but beyond that, they're not a part of your life. They've got their own life going on somewhere else. They're only coming to visit you for affection and sexual intimacy. I've even had one of these women, you weren't even able to go to a house because of the hostility in the house towards men. Another woman, look, it's just they can't connect. She's right, because they've got that part of their life invested into other areas that are not relationship related. They're dysfunctional.
they feel shame, they feel guilt. Not the way that they behave towards you or the way they act towards you, but because of their past, because of this inability to be able to connect and attach on that level, they don't want to let you in because there is trauma behind all of that. So
Yeah.
they'll let you into a certain way, to a certain point, but they have huge defenses. So they're not going to
100%.
let you go past those points because this is a protective measure. So this
Yeah.
goes deeper into the dysfunctional ego that they have, these processes that would have been developed from childhood. Again, these are all about protecting them. So when someone is quite standoffish, when someone doesn't let you in 100%, there is no way that this relationship can develop to another level because it already has those filters, those barriers that they're not going to let you through.
She's 100% correct. And what this does is it's self-prophesying failure. They're not expecting the relationship to last. And that prophecy's got to be fulfilled. It's a self-prophecy, as it were, psychological deep self-prophecy before the relationship begins, that's not going to work. And it's built on these fears and restraints that they have about being attached. And I guarantee this prophecy will be fulfilled because it will frustrate and aggravate you to the point where you can't be with that person. They know that what they're doing is wrong. A lot of these people say they don't know. They do know. They're only running the relationship for as long as you tolerate them because they've been dropped and kicked to the curb and walked away from before. And they'll also know if you split up with them whether you're going to come back or not, or whether you're really finished with them or not. They can tell. They can tell at what level they've repelled you. And a lot of these people won't fight for the relationship. They'll just disappear.
So this is why the narcissist is unable to fully connect with you. This is why they look at you as someone that can provide them a service, something to them. This is how they see love, that it's transactional, that it is very conditional. And this is how they treat you, conditionally. If you can do this for me, then I'm going to love you. I'm going to do everything you want. If you do this for me, then this is great. I will give you attention. This will be all right. But if you don't, you are punished. So this is why they find it very easy to replace you, very easy to have other people as well on the side, connect with others, because they don't really fully come to the table. And when one person doesn't give them something, they will look to another person.
And she's so spot on. And it doesn't have to be, this is the part where these people get a little bit blindsided. When they're talking about people outside the relationship, it can be your boyfriend with his mother. He's got the mother to run back to when he's not getting his way. The mother to the children, she'll go and lean back on her dysfunctional children. It can be friends. If they're not getting their way of you, they'll turn to their friends and all the dysfunction that'll come with that instead of resolve. These people will turn to where they don't have to face the unresolved. This is what I spoke about in the first talk. They'll move away from resolve and justify themselves with people that do not cause them to face what they need to fix. I'll catch you on the next talk. This is Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist. Thank you for joining me, and bye for now.